Hi, this is Mark Levy, the Sourdough Simpleton, and today we're going to address a question I've seen raised on many boards, many sites regarding sourdough over the past couple of months. And that is, how does temperature affect the rise of your sourdough starter? There seems to be a lot of discussion about what the ideal temperature is and just how much the effect is, whether it's too high or too low. So I've conducted a little bit of an experiment and we'll see what happens. So in order to do this, I had some 1-month-old, rather hoochified starter sitting in the refrigerator, which I used for this experiment. Figuring that about 300 grams was about the right amount of starter to use for a recipe, I mixed up a batch using 60 grams of starter, 120 grams of flour, and 120 grams of water. That's a 1 to 2 to 2 ratio. Very common ratio when reviving or having to grow a starter. I then set that aside in front of a camera and made the room temperature, it's winter time and it's rather cold these days, set my room temperature to 65 degrees Fahrenheit and let it rip. Now, thanks to time-lapse photography, I was shooting 1 frame per second, which at 30 frames per second is about 30 frames or 30 minutes per second. So it takes about, not very long, you'll see how long it takes for this to play out. So we did it at 65 degrees, and then I did the exact same mixture, 1 to 2 to 2, 60 grams of starter, 120 of flour, 120 of water, and did it again at 70 degrees centigrade, 70 degrees Fahrenheit. And well, that would really cook it, wouldn't it? And then let that go. So here's a comparison of the two rises. On the left, you'll see 65 degrees Fahrenheit. On the right, you'll see 70 degrees Fahrenheit, just 5 degrees higher. Both of them with the exact same mixture. And we'll see how long it takes for them to rise. Take a look. So what did you think? You notice that on the left, the starter at 65 degrees took quite a while to get to a doubling size. In fact, the clock ran over the 12 o'clock mark again to 4 a.m., so that meant 16 hours to get to approximately a doubling state. On the right, you saw the starter at 70 degrees, which rapidly rose after a few hours to actually peak at about 9 hours of time. That's about right for what I've usually experienced for a 1 to 2 to 2 mixture with my starter. So quite a difference. 9 hours versus 16 hours for at least a doubling of size of the starter with a 5-degree difference in temperature. I think this shows that you need to find the right temperature for your starter. Most people feel between 70 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit is about right. And if not, you can do it, but it's just going to take more time. In this case, close to 16 hours. Probably could have gone another hour or two, but I just got tired of watching it, quite frankly. So that's the lesson for today. We can also look at the question of different ratios, 1 to 1 to 1, 1 to 2 to 2, and so on. If you're interested, let me know. Put a comment down in the chat box or leave us a comment on the Facebook page. Let's see how we go with the next one. Please do subscribe to this channel and visit us on all the appropriate sites. Facebook, on the web at sourdoughsimpleton.com or here on YouTube on the Sourdough Simpleton channel. This is Mark Levy, your Sourdough Simpleton, signing off with another tip for you and sourdough.